There's a very interesting exchange that took place in a parliamentary committee where Mick Lynch was being challenged by a Tory MP, a Conservative MP, Greg Smith. And the challenge was whether or not strike action by the rail unions was contributing to a loss of confidence by the general public in travelling by rail. And this is certainly a view which has been peddled recently. It's a view that I must say I have favoured, and Mick Lynch's response was utterly brilliant and really must give us pause, because he points out that yes, indeed, there are problems with transport at the moment, and he talks about whose fault is that. That, in a way, is irrelevant. And then he says, well, even if there were not strikes, there was still uncertainty about whether the train would run on time, whether the service would be efficient. Absolutely, and every time that I have taken a train in the last few months, I have been uncertain about whether or not the train would arrive on time, whether or not the journey would be as it was set out. In fact, I must say that I don't think I have ever had a train journey in the last year where the return trip was as advertised and was routine. I was exhausted with every single journey that I have taken. There was a time when I used to enjoy going by train. I don't anymore. Now, that can't be entirely because of strike action. It's because of underinvestment, because of chaos, and because of ambiguity about when trains will run, how much they will cost, whose organisation is running that train, what ticket is valid. It is so confusing to the point where, frankly, I do not want to travel by train. It's got nothing to do with strike action. I think Mick Lynch is quite correct. And I think the effort to penalise the unions for the strike simply doesn't hold water. Yes, certainly, I think it's true that strike action is going to drive yet another nail into the coffin of our railway network. But that railway network was already not working. So instead of repairing the damage, our government is trying to pick a fight. It's the same thing with the NHS. Instead of repairing the damage, our government is picking a fight. You know, these fights don't do any favours to the industry. But the industries are already struggling. We need to repair the damage done by COVID, the damage done by a lack of investment.